Welcome back, as we head into the busy fall season. You might be feeling that you're constantly on the go, jumping from one task to another, and that there are never enough hours in the day.
Yes, our next guest says that these might be signs of busyness dependency, which she says can hinder performance and eventually lead to burnout. Lucky for us, she's here with some useful tips to help us break the busyness cycle. Please welcome peak performance and work-life integration expert, Rumeet Millan, to the show. Good to see you.
You didn't know that we're going to ask you to sing later, so just hold on to that mic. Okay, what is the busyness dependency, and also why do some people experience it, maybe others don't?
So here's the thing. This behavior is characterized by this constant and consistent need to be busy, even when it's not necessary. So those who have dependency on being busy, what ends up happening is they connect their self-worth to productivity and the number of tasks that they accomplish. And what do? We load up our schedules. This has an impact on our mental health as well as our physical health, and it can lead to stress and burnout.
I feel like all of us
All
are
of us
guilty of
are
this, right?
Guilty.
Everyone can relate. So why exactly does this happen? Is it something that we learned from, watching other people do it?
And so there's several reasons. It could be because of the pressure from societal expectations that we have to constantly be productive or successful. It could also be that we might be avoiding something in our lives, and instead we're just going to keep being busy so that we don't have to deal with that. There's also technology and instant communication where some people feel like a need to be on all the time or need to be responsive because they're scared of missing out on a message. And that can lead to that constant state of busyness.
Yeah. Is there also a misconception that busyness equals productivity? Because I think a lot of people think that.
Absolutely. And there's this status symbol with being busy, and there are these expectations because there's an illusion that it actually translates to productivity, accomplishment, or success. But we know that that's not the case all the time because quantity doesn't always equal quality. The real question is, what are we busy doing? Because I could be on my phone scrolling all day long. I'm busy doing that. But is that really an effective use of time?
Yeah.
I love, my sister uses the analogy of a rocking horse. You're rocking, you feel like you're moving, but you're going nowhere.
There you go.
Okay, so what impact can this have on our mental and even our physical health?
Well, we know that it actually has a detrimental impact on our relationships, especially if we neglect them. And we know that it has an impact on our mental health and physical health. Because we want to go back to this question of, what am I busy doing? If I value my relationships, if I value my mental health and my physical health, do I actually block out time in my calendar and in my schedule? Because schedules don't lie. So am I blocking out that time for activities that support relationships, mental health, and physical health? So let me give you an example. I wake up very early. And when I say early, I mean 4 a.m.
Whoa.
And I'm not saying everybody should be waking up at 4 a.m., but in my context and circumstance, I have between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. that I block off and I get a lot of work done. Because around 7, my son wakes up, we have to get ready for school, I have to do drop-off, then I have to be client-facing or team-facing, and then I also want to play some tennis or pickleball. Yes, pickleball. A lot of fun, yes.
Oh,
Pickleball fans in the crowd.
Absolutely, and I do that, and then by the time it's pickup time, I'm able to completely shut off from work. I've got some physical activity in there, and I can be present. And again, I'm not saying everyone should wake up at 4 a.m., but it's looking at your context, looking at your circumstance, and adjusting your schedule accordingly.
Okay, so that was a great tip that not everyone maybe will take up. So what are some other tips that can help people break free of this busyness dependency and find some balance?
I love that. And the first thing is to identify our priorities. What is important to you? And then we need to create time and space for that. But let's add on to that, because we also want to identify the tasks that put us in a great emotional state and the ones that don't put us in a great emotional state. Because here's the thing, we spend majority of our time on those tasks that put us in a not so great emotional state, and then we're exhausted. And the first thing to go from our to-do list is all the stuff that brings us joy and happiness, going out for a walk, going and seeing friends, because we're tired. And it's counterintuitive because those are the things that we should be doing when we're exhausted because they give us energy. So identify those priorities, those tasks that put you in a great mood, the ones that put you in a not so great mood, so that we can manage that. Number 2 is we need to set boundaries. Oftentimes, we're saying yes to almost everything, and we're scared to say no. And I get it. For some people, if we do say no, we might be afraid that that opportunity may not come up again. But every time we say yes, we are saying no to something else. There's an opportunity cost, but it works both ways. And the other thing I'll add is when we set boundaries and stick to them, you're gonna disappoint people. Trust me, I disappoint people because I might be protecting my time or I'm not able to go out to an event because I'm waking up at 4 a.m., so I need to go to bed. But I am gonna disappoint people. And it's okay because I need to take care of myself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, applaud for that. It's really great advice. You say it's also important to schedule downtime.
Yes.
Why is that?
We need to schedule downtime, but where we need to think about that differently is that how I rest and recharge may be very different than how you do or how you do or how you do. It's understanding what allows me to rest and recharge. Now, it's been a year. I'm trying to learn how to play tennis. I am not good at it
Me
at
too.
all.
I took up tennis this summer as well.
Are you good?
No.
Okay,
Terrible.
we'll play together, so that's
Terrible.
okay.
Yes.
But isn't it so much fun?
Yeah, it's the best time.
And it allows us to recharge because when you're on that court, whether you're playing with a friend or having a lesson, you cannot focus on any other task.
Yeah.
But that's what works for me. And it's figuring out what works best for you. And the last thing I'll say on this is we want to simplify our lives. Are there tasks that we can automate, that we can delegate, or that we can really streamline? So we use the night before where we organize everything. Our backpacks are ready to go for the next day. The clothing is ready to go for the next day so that I can clear and have mental space in the morning to focus on things that matter.
Yeah.
Rumeet, we love your expertise on this.
great advice.
Thank you. Yeah. Rewatch this one on the PVR, okay?
Yeah.
Save this one. Thank you so much for all of that. That's really great.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.